so much for joining me for KeraDangerous Talk, brother.
No problem.
Yeah.
How's life
So,
out in the world?
how's life out in the world up here in New York? It's good.
Yeah.
I can't complain. I'm blessed. How about you?
Well, I'm living that bubble life, so that's why I ask. I don't know what it's like out there anymore. I
I
I,
know.
um, I go from the bubble to the arena and back. They took away fishing, so that the only time we get to actually leave out of here is on a bus ride for 5 minutes. So it's an interesting world to say the least. I call it the United States of Adam Silver.
Wow.
What's
I
up,
know.
Sam?
I know you're gonna tell us a lot about the bubble in just a few minutes. I want to jump into the show how I like to do it.
Okay.
And first off, on this show, I tell the guests to just sit back and relax and let me give you your flowers. It's an
Oh,
opportunity for me to tell you why I love you as a person. How about that?
well, I'm gonna sit back then. I'll take it.
Now, fortunately enough for you, Mark, this won't be long because what I have to say is very simple. And really all I gotta say is you're a good brother. That's pretty much you're a good brother, You've been cool since the very first time I met. You just a down to earth type of dude, very approachable. Uh just a great dude. I really have no complaints. You ain't never gave me no complaints. How about that?
That's good. Most of my friends give me a lot of complaints, so I'll take that. Friends and family. So thank you.
Well,
No, it's a pleasure to be on your show.
thank you so much for joining us. So you just said you are down in the bubble, and that's in Florida, right?
Yeah, it's in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. Basically, Walt Disney World. We're at a place called Coronado Springs.
Mhm.
So if someone was to look it up, the four teams remaining. They're staying at a hotel, real nice hotel called the Grand Destino, and we're staying at a place next to it on the same property. It's like property's like a circle. So a third of it is their hotel, a third of it is the Coronado Springs where we're
Mhm.
staying at, which is I would liken it to for the media. It's like staying at a Ramada a Courtyard, and then there's another hotel that's vacant next to it. Um,
A
and so
Ramada.
yeah,
That's it, brother. A Ramada. Wait a
no,
minute. A
no,
Ramada.
it's catered toward the players. It's not catered toward us. But see, so what I did is like, I doctored my room to make sure my room is cool. Like I have a wine fridge with a lot of wine, although I'm running out. So my friends, if you're listening, you're more than welcome to send me some wine. I got a toaster oven because where we go to eat, we go to this media dining area where we for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's kind of like a dorm food. Like they make it, and there's plenty of food, there's plenty of snacks, there's plenty of beverages, but it's not our choice. So a lot of times it's maybe not cooked to my liking or not warm. So I'll come back to my room and put it in the toaster oven. Um, I'm a coffee snob along with being a wine snob. So I grind my own beans. I make my own coffee every morning. And
Wow.
yeah, so
I
shout
just
out
got a
to
little curious. I thought I was doing
no
something,
man. Well,
just
no,
popping a pod in.
they give us the Keurig, but it's like I'm here for 3 months, so I want to
Hmm.
make it like home, and that's what I do at home. Is I make my own coffee every morning. That's kind of my thing to get me started. So I could be here and whine and complain about this and that, and I complain. I'm not gonna say I haven't complained, but I think by giving myself some of the things that I enjoy at home, like I got an iPad and I watch the local news back in the Bay Area. Just kind of keep what's going on. And shout out to one of my bosses, R.Kelly. I think you know Raina.
Yeah, I know
Uh,
Rain. I love Rain.
yeah,
She a
yeah.
trip.
And Daryl Fry, who works for Walt Disney. Like I begged them for a bike,
Okay.
so I got a bicycle, and
A
uh,
bicycle.
yeah, I got a
You know
bicycle.
what I tell? Bicycles ain't like they used to be. After you turn 30, boy, them things
Well,
hard.
man, I know, I know. I ain't, I
Shoot.
ain't. I ain't flying like I'm in the Tour de France now. Don't get it
I
twisted.
know you not.
But there's a road that basically surrounds the property. It's like a circle, and I just go around that. I try to go for an hour every day, get my exercise in, and also just get out of the room and get your mind going a little bit. Maybe make some calls, and then sometimes I'll be riding with Sekou Smith and Chris Haynes and a guy named Jonathan, who's a producer, Turner, and Morgan Mitchell, Sam Mitchell's daughter. Now all of a sudden she rides, so we look like some bike gang
Mm-hmm.
riding around here. But no, I do that every morning to get my exercise in because I like they get the gym. A lot of people touching stuff in the gym here, so I'm not quite comfortable being in the gym, understandably so. But yeah, just trying to do a lot of things. Like I even got a PlayStation in the room, like just a bunch of things that when I do have some free time to just kind of relax and just feel normal, as normal as I can.
So I saw like on inside the bubble, y'all have a hair shop, a barber shop, and it looks
Hmm.
exactly well, it don't look like it, but it reminds me of the NBA 2K game. The whole situation, like that whole street. So it's like funny to me because I'm like, they're
They
inside the
got a glass.
NBA
They got a
2K
glass.
game.
They have a glass barbershop in the video game.
No, no, but the Foot Locker or one of the places in one of the versions of the game, it kind of was like a glass looking building. But just the fact that y'all in this thing called the bubble, and the
Yeah,
game has that one circle of a street that the player
yeah,
lives on. That's
yeah,
what it
yeah.
reminds me of. I was just wondering, is it like in the real world? Do you have a long wait to go to the barber in the bubble?
No, it's all scheduled. Like
Okay.
I go every Friday at. See, like my hair look good right now, right?
Yeah, it look pretty good. I'm
Yeah,
about to
yeah,
say, okay.
yeah. No, every Friday I've been going at 8. Now I go at 9. Shout out to she cut me. She just left the bubble. Everybody was sad. She was a great barber. She went back to Milwaukee.
Oh.
But they had to cut down. They came with like 9 barbers, I want to say,
Mm-hmm.
and they have manicurists, hair braiders, and but because teams have been eliminated, they don't need them as many. So you got to remember when this all started in mid-July, in early July, there were 22 teams in
Mm-hmm.
3 different hotels. So that one place that you saw that was made out of glass, um, that they put air conditioning in and everything, that was at a hotel called the Grand Floridian. Well, the Houston Rockets were the last team to be at the Grand Floridian, and after they lost, the hotel actually opened up to the public once the Heat left. So that also took away my fishing because I was going fishing every week, and that was at the Grand
Uh,
Floridian Hotel. So fishing is out. Um, but they've had some barbers that have left because there's just not enough people for them to cut. Like one of the sad things here is they have people that are working here who are really really excited at the beginning because now
mm-hmm.
they're working again. Like when COVID's hitting the country hard, hit Orlando hard, but now that there's less teams, they don't need as many employees to service everybody. So there was, man, I'll tell you this story yesterday. There was a little old white lady who was working in the media dining room, and
Mm-hmm.
she was getting furloughed today. And she told me, she said, I see that the NBA is giving a lot of people these Black Lives Matter T-shirts. I really like one before I leave.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know somebody I could get one from? And so she's going to a peaceful protest soon, and she won a shirt. And I called somebody from the NBA, and they got her one, and she was really, really emotional because I think she really liked being amongst us, working again. That nice gesture, and so a lot of people here, I could tell as time is going on, they're getting nervous because they could lose their job soon.
Makes sense. Definitely makes sense. You know what, Mark? We kind of just jumped in there. I don't even think I really told people who you were. I'm just talking to a
Yeah.
guy who's, around the NBA. So
Yeah, yeah, let them know who I am. They probably had no clue.
we acted like we just on a phone
Yeah,
call.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Who the hell are you, Marc J. Spears? Can you please tell the people who you are?
Yeah, my name's Mark Spears. I write for ESPN's website, The Undefeated, which is about race and culture and sports. I'm the senior NBA writer, so a lot of what I write about is more so off the court than on the court. But we talk about subjects that can be uncomfortable for people to talk about. Talk about a lot of race, talk about a lot of pain, talk a lot about things that need to be brought up, especially in today's society. So certainly really, really proud to work for this website and, bring to light a lot of the things that I write about, which a lot of people may not be too comfortable reading or, um, some people may not feel comfortable writing, but that's my job. And we get to some really interesting race things and a lot of stories about Black culture.
Now, what does it mean to be a senior NBA writer? Because
It
that
means I'm
sounds like you've
old.
been working.
It just means I'm old. I've been NBA writer. It's my 21st year covering the NBA.
Ooh, that's a whole person.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a grown up.
Yeah, me as an NBA writer can suddenly drink now after 21 years.
Right. Yes. Congratulations, brother.
Yeah, so yeah, 21 years in the business, and this is certainly the most. This covering the NBA has taken me all over the world, but nothing like this, man. This is being here as a. I don't take it lightly. This is certainly an honor to be here. They could have chose a lot of different reporters, so for me to be chosen to be here, especially with everything going on in the world today, thanks to ESPN and Undefeated for making me one of the few they picked because this is something that is historic. Being there during the boycott is something I'll never forget,
Hmm.
and there certainly is going to be a ton of documentaries done off of this.
Well, before we get into the protest, which I definitely want to get into, I just want to ask you a question that may not be comfortable for you, but it's comfortable for me to ask. So you said, right, it is dangerous talk.
Yeah,
Um, I just want to know, okay, so you said they picked you. They could have picked plenty other people. But Mark, why did they choose you? I want to know about that. I want to know about the reporter life, basically, is what I'm asking. Like, give us a little insight into how hard you have to work in the job that you do, because I get so many people that tell me they want to be writers, they want to be reporters, but I want you to
yeah,
just lay it out there for them so they can kind of hear the path that you had to take and the hard work you have to put in
yeah.
and day out.
Well, shout out to CJ Paul. He just joined his brother of the right hand guy, Chris Paul. Man, good people, and um, Chris Paul is somebody that kind of helped build this whole thing. And I've
Mm-hmm.
been trying to document, what he's done, what the NBA's done. I think a big reason why I'm here is because there's a lot of talk about social injustice and racism, um, police brutality, and the players are talking about things, where it's not something they used to talk about every day or media has talked about every day. So in terms of us at the Undefeated, I think this is the place where this is what we do. So I think it was important for ESPN for me to be there to help articulate what these black men are going through, what Black America is going through. It's certainly not easy. Definitely during that week when the players were going to walk away, it was tough. It was a tough week, and I can understand their pain after what was going on in Kenosha. But it started with 22 teams, so you're going to practice at 10 a.m. and you're leaving practices at 10 p.m. It was like 8 games a day, maybe even more than that in the beginning. Like the people coming in now, like y'all got it easy. We were going to games at three different venues and
Mm-hmm.
uh, 22 teams, and but it's been rewarding to see like these black guys, like LeBron James. He's got a platform. He could be at home in his garage and go on Twitter and say something and hit the masses. But George Hill is a household name now. because of what he did that sparked the NBA not playing. You know, a lot more people know about like what Harrison Barnes has to say in Sacramento. They know what Jaylen Brown is about. They know what Solomon Hill is about. Like there are a bunch of players who, if they were home, you wouldn't hear them. But in the
Mm-hmm.
bubble, you hear them because they get an opportunity to speak to the media every day. They get an opportunity to wear shirts or hats. They get to play on a court that says Black Lives Matter. They get an opportunity to kneel. If they were at home, you're only going to hear the superstars. You're not going to hear the guy that's the 15th guy on the bench, but that 15th dude might have some depth to him, have something
Mm-hmm.
to say. So I think when they took that break and they went away, they realized that there's no greater platform than where they are now. And I think that if you look at the players that have gone, how much have you heard from them? You haven't. Um, the bubble now down to 4 teams, like players are still talking, making an impact. But I'm just hoping that the players that once they do leave, the ones that have left, I know you're tired mentally, physically, you're going back home after being gone for so long, but keep beating that drum, man. Keep
Mm-hmm.
beating that drum because I think they're making some major impact. And when they leave outside of this insulated place, when they talk to the real world, I think they realize that their decision to come here from not only a basketball standpoint, but from a social justice standpoint, was a amazing thing to do.
Now, I want to ask you a question, and feel free not to answer it if you don't want to. But I had the comedian Ari Spears on a couple of episodes back, and
My
he
cousin.
had a. And you know what? Honestly, I didn't even think about it. That's
We're
funny.
probably cousins, I'm guessing.
Not that many Spears out there, huh? Gotta be your
Nah,
cousin.
me and Marcus Spears. You know Marcus
Oh,
Spears.
that's right. Everybody
Yeah,
thought y'all was the same person.
yeah. We get each other's mail all the time, emails all the time. I get charged for airline stuff. And
That's
but
crazy.
we actually are cousins.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. That's
Both our
real
families
crazy.
are from Louisiana. Same small town. Yeah, I mean Spears, like we ain't figured it out yet, but we're family.
I feel you on that. Well, I wanted to know, would you say anything to people who feel like NBA players haven't done enough to stand up for social justice issues? Would you even say anything about that?
I'll be like, what planet are you on? Like, what do you read? What are you not reading? What you not seeing? This
Mm-hmm.
has been the loudest it's been for the NBA. I mean, when there was 22 teams here, everybody was saying something. Everybody was speaking. Everybody was talking loud, and it wasn't even just the black players; it's the white players.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to see Kyle Korver or Caruso have Black Lives Matter on the back of their jersey, to see somebody white have that, that meant a lot to me. That's dope, you know. Um, to see international players have different things on the back of their jerseys in different languages that I think made impact back wherever they're from. You know, Luka Doncic had a social justice message in Slovenian that people read back home. That
Mm-hmm.
means a lot. Um, Aaron Baines, an international player, he's married to for the Suns. He's married to a black woman, and he's been speaking loud about white privilege and social injustice. So that I've seen some things that I expected, and I've seen some things that were pleasant surprises of
Mm-hmm.
guys speaking out that I was like, oh, I didn't know, and that goes back to everybody here having a platform and not just the stars, because typically if the regular season were normal, we ain't talking to all these other dudes. But the jersey, you know, seeing Mike Conley with I Am a Man and him explaining that it's from the sanitation workers strike in Memphis, like somebody probably learned about that didn't know about that. So there's been a lot of education I think that has been made here. Um, the Players Association, the Coaches Association every day they're tweeting out a Black History moment.
Mm-hmm.
And they have coaches. Rick Carlisle was a white man that's reading every day. Before practice, I'm going to bring this Black History moment to you and reading it to him. So this is a unique world. And sometimes I like see the guys kneel for the anthem before the games. And you guys, they don't show it on TV. I wish they did because it's really powerful. And it's like, wow, like a year ago, people would have been like angry,
Mm-hmm.
going crazy about all these players, including white players, kneeling. And now it's like, it's a beautiful sight to see. Um, Unfortunately, the public doesn't get to see it unless maybe I put it on IG Live or something.
Oh yeah, and then if you come talk to me, now we telling
There you
people.
go. There you go.
So I guess you kind of answered my question because I was gonna ask. I mean, I hear you talking about how you kind of had to cover it as a journalist. But did the social issues that happened this year affect you as a Black man or personally
Oh
at
yeah,
all?
yeah. Um, I kind of, I got angry, but here's the thing. It's for me, it was Rodney King.
Mm,
I remember being at home, San Jose, California, and when Rodney King verdict came out and wanting to go out on the street. And I was angry and I was, my mom refused to let me leave the house.
mm-hmm.
We actually talked about that a couple months ago. She's like, no, you can't go. And no, I don't know what I would did. I don't know if I would have came home. But for my generation, it was Rodney King. So I think now I want to be more someone that's comforting that the younger generation could talk to, and hold on to and hug and let me listen to them because my mom listened to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad that something that happened in the early 90s is still being repeated today. And, for a lot of these players, this is the first time that they've ever seen any of this. The players now are more educated than they've ever been. Coming from coming from more educated families that they've ever been. These are kids that are second generation college students a lot now. They're not first generation no more. So for them, a lot of them, this might be the first time that they've really seen this kind of racism, seen this police brutality or truly paid attention to it. So I remember I was just asking my sister, like the thing that was weird is, I know all the Black people on this chat raised their hand when somebody white was calling and saying, hey man, I just want to call and check on you
Mm-hmm.
and see how you was doing. I had like several white friends that would call me to check them. No, I was like, bro, this just didn't start today. It's been going
Right.
on for 400 years, man. You just
Speak
decided to
up.
pay
What?
attention. You just
Yes.
started to pay attention now. And so, my sister, I was like, it's like, okay, is this just a season?
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all just doing, caring for a season, or is this a lifelong care, a lifelong thing that you want to help with? That's what I ask them. Like, a year from now, 10 years from now, the rest of your life from now, that same feeling you have that made you want to call me, I want you to continue feeling that way and help. I told one of my Asian friends, because they've been dealing with a lot of racism, I said, that's like how it is for us. So when you see
Right.
somebody say something racist to us, I expect you to stop that, because now you know how it feels too. Um, so it's my sister told me, she's like, I know you keep saying I can't believe that these people care now, but at least they do. At least
Mm-hmm.
now they're paying attention to it. At least now they do. At least now we're getting some receipts and people saying, hey, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And we're gonna put money towards this. Okay, that's great. That's great. That hopefully there are a lot of people that want to make real change, and this isn't just like, my job is, in order to keep my job or my company is shut up, I'm gonna do this and hire some Negro. shut everybody up. You know, I hope that there is some real change. I hope that there's some lasting impact that comes from this. But you know, time will tell, man. Time will tell.
I love how you just put that, Mark. I want to call you your whole name, Marc J. Spears. I love the way you just put that. That was beautiful. You know, my last episode, I had a person you may know, Mr. Mel Hill, on
Oh man,
at
my
ESPN.
peoples.
But
That's my peoples.
and you know, it was just great talking to her, and she was saying how. Well, I was asking her, you know, are Black people just trending right now? And she was saying that we've always been the arbitrators of cool,
Yeah,
what's going
yeah,
on, what's happening. So, you know, it's just like everyone's so invested in getting Black voices now, hearing Black stories. Um, and so I wanted to ask you, you worked for a lot of different publications before ESPN, you know, big names like Yahoo. So right now you're working for ESPN's The Undefeated. What is special about working for that part of ESPN, where
hmm
your voices, they will actually want to hear from a Black voice all the time. So
yeah.
tell me about that.
You know. It's funny when it first started. It was like I call it like working at Lady Eloise in Boomerang. Remember
Oh,
when
okay.
Lady Eloise, when you walked in there, and everybody working there was black?
See, I'm not as old as you, Mark, but I'm a little. I mean, I love you. I mean, you know, that that a diss,
Man,
but
maybe
I mean,
somebody there
I
got that reference, but
no, I watched that movie, but I don't remember that part.
so basically what happened is there was a company called Lady Eloise and Boomerang, and everybody working there was black. I never worked at any place where most of the people there were black.
Mm-hmm.
So when we had our first meetings 4 years ago, uh, to walk in to a building and most of the people there were black was incredible. It was cool, man. It was really cool. And you could only imagine the questions the HR lady got from a group of black folks. But so yeah, no, it's there's some great minds there. Um, great talent there. Kevin Merida and R.Kelly are doing a phenomenal job. And you know, there's people that we could call and run things by, and we could be edgy. We could be off the beaten path. Like I've written 2 stories about what it's like to be black playing for the Utah Jazz and what it's like to be black playing for the Boston Celtics. Like, how many other places are going to allow you to write that?
So true.
You know, so I could do some of that. I've had a um, conference. I had a roundtable about what it's like to be white playing in the NBA, talking to 6 white players. So I'm able to do work now where it's like before I might have had a white editor that said no. Now like they're like, yeah, that's a great idea. So
Exactly.
you know, so I've told people time and time again, this is the best job I had, and because it allows me to be creative, not just write the expected, the norm. This person might get traded. This is what happened in the game. No, we get to write about things that are not only thought provoking, but maybe life changing to some people, and hope that allow them to see what a black world is truly like and what black people and people of color and women are really going through.
Yes. So I know you actually have your own book out right now. Just a segue into
Oh, it's
this.
coming. It's
I
coming
want to,
out.
yeah, I want to make sure I bring this up while we still have us some time here.
Hold on. Let me
If you,
get my little card for it.
okay, go ahead. So he has a book.
Shameless plug.
Okay, I'm not mad at it.
There we
Bam,
go.
just like that. Y'all see that?
It's probably
Okay.
backwards, but Spencer Haywood Rules. It's a book by myself and Gary Washburn of the Boston Globe. Comes out October 6th, available on Amazon. Spencer Haywood, Hall of Famer, amazing story. Basically played a big role in free agency in the NBA, but he's from rural Mississippi. He grew the one he credit his rebounding skills from picking cotton during his youth.
Mm.
So a lot of crazy stories in here about a man who played in the '68 Olympics and remember seeing John Carlos and Tommy Smith getting kicked out of the Olympic Village. Um, he definitely could have got killed as a child growing up in Mississippi where racism was prevalent and poverty was prevalent every day. He used to like eat roadkill.
Mm.
It's crazy. Yeah, the story's crazy. So
Definitely a
again,
book we need to check out.
yeah,
Bam.
yeah.
Bam.
It's easy reading, fun reading, great basketball reading, great reality of Mississippi reading. Please check it out.
Yeah, check out your boy, Mark Spears.
Thank you.
Yes. Another thing I want to hit you with is because a lot of us always dream of this trip. I don't know if it was recent. I think it was recent you got a chance to go to Africa, right?
Well, 2017, I went to Johannesburg.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the Africa game, which was great. Spent about 10 days in Johannesburg. Loved the place. It was weird seeing black people on billboards. I was like, "Whoa, what's that?"
Right, a real
They got black
Wakanda.
people on billboards. Like black people running things here. Went to the Mandela Museum. Fell in love with the food. They had this fish there that was amazing. I'm trying to remember what the fish is called. Also Pinotage wine, and it just like opened my eyes to Africa. They say going to Johannesburg is like an Africa starter trip, you know.
Mm.
But I was supposed to go to Dakar, Senegal in March for the arrival of the Africa Basketball League, which would have been amazing, absolutely amazing thing where they were going to bring teams from all over Africa to Dakar to play in this league and give Africa an opportunity to have its own like really structured basketball league and do great things in the future. And then COVID hit, so I had a plane ticket, hotel, interview set up, all this stuff going on in Dakar, Senegal, and my flight got canceled. The event was canceled, so hopefully it'll be back. I'm hearing rumblings. Maybe it'll be back by the end of this year or early next year. Hope, and I would love to go. Now's not the time, but
All right, yeah,
there
definitely
there
not right
there
now.
there definitely be a time when I get to go to Dakar, Senegal, and see the birth of this. What I think is going to be a fantastic basketball league run by actually Amadou Fall, who I played with in college at the University of DC.
Yeah, I heard you used to play a little sports until you hurt your knees.
Yeah, I played at Foothill College, junior college in California near Stanford University. Actually, Phil Handy, the guy who's the new big meme, the assistant coach for the Lakers, who had the mean face at the referee yesterday. We played against each other in junior college. I've known him for a long time. Then from there, I went to HBCU, UDC for a year, played there for a year, and then went to San Jose State, blew out my knee, had some issues with the coach, and that was it. But
Oh,
I graduated. As my coach in DC, God rest his soul, Ed Epps told me, if you cared about basketball as much as you do that goddamn journalism, you'd be a hell of a player. I knew I wasn't going to the league, but my first job was covering the Arkansas's football and basketball team for a paper in Tulsa. So I felt like a first round pick from a journalism standpoint, getting to cover legend Nolan Richardson right out of college. So I was fine.
well, I have to ask you this. And have you ever had a chance to play one-on-one versus Stephen A. Smith?
I played 3-on-3 against him.
Okay, did you whoop him down?
We won.
Oh, okay. Oh, so he was on your team.
No, he wasn't. He
Oh,
wasn't
he
on my team.
wasn't. Okay.
No, he was on a team. We're talking about late '90s. He was on a team with
Oh,
the great Gary Howard. I
uh-huh.
don't know if you know who Gary Howard is. And I just remember Gary got fouled, thought he got fouled and fell down, and his glasses fell off. And I was like, Gary, you ain't supposed to be playing with no glasses, man. You don't play with bifocals, man. That's why you're getting your butt kicked like this. We used to have a great 3-on-3 basketball tournament at the NABJ, the Black Journalist Convention, but
Mm.
it ended up dying out. But you can't play basketball with no glasses on.
Look, and I know you have a busy schedule. I have to tell people you were so kind and want to do the
No,
interview
we
because,
good.
like,
We good. We
you are,
good.
and I know you got to get ready to go, but I want to just get this in real quick because we're
No,
not
no,
gonna leave.
I got to the top of the hour.
Okay, good. But I do want to get this in. You're going to let everybody know, first of all, you're going to let everybody know who came to your room and whoop your butt in PlayStation. And first of all, I'm going to
No,
give you
she
some
couldn't. No,
kudos.
wait.
What,
Let
don't,
me rephrase it.
what?
All right, go ahead.
And I'm going to give you kudos because I was going to say, are you PlayStation or Xbox? But since you already said you was PlayStation, I like that. I will give you some cool points for that because I'm also a PlayStation person. But you will let the people know who spanked your behind and some what was it, NBA 2K?
No, Madden.
Madden. Go ahead and let them know who put
So
the whoop down on you.
when Lisa Salters was in the bubble,
Do y'all know Lisa Salters?
sideline
NFL?
reporter, yeah,
Yep.
when Lisa Salters was in the bubble,
Uh-huh.
we were both quarantining. So she was in her room, I was in her room, in my room, and we put our PlayStation together, and so we were playing each other virtually. She gonna pick Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, okay. So you didn't tell me that.
She picked the Kansas City Chiefs. I picked the New Orleans Saints. I ain't played in like 3 years, but I just brought my PlayStation with me.
Wait, what man? Wait a minute. No, why
I'm
men
telling you
always
the
gotta
truth.
make excuse? Oh, I ain't played in 3 years. Well, then why you play then? You should have practiced first. You
You're
should
right.
have
I
practiced. You a
should have practiced
reporter,
first
Mark
because
Spears.
she put that beat down on me. She beat me 33-7. Drew Brees was
Ooh, don't tell
awful.
nobody.
Drew Brees threw 5 interceptions, so it was Drew Brees' fault.
Wait,
But
you had 7 points?
7. I scored in the first quarter. I thought I was rolling, and that was it. She could play defense, boy. And
That sounds
she
like
had Patrick Mahomes. Like I was like, come on, man. She's like, I always play with Kansas City. And they talked
look,
about it on Sports Center. That's all right. Me and her gonna have it. I told her she owed me a rematch.
I'm gonna give you a tip. Since you the NBA reporter, just next time play NBA 2K. Just play 2K next time.
Shoot, I've been playing that. I've been getting my butt kicked in that too.
Oh Lord, who been whooping your butt in that?
Man, this dude Jonathan, the producer from Jonathan Scott from Turner, because I got the Kobe game. I got the new Kobe one, so we've been playing that, and he's been playing with this Miami Heat. And then he goes, "Yeah, why don't you play with your hometown team?" So I play with Golden State, but that's like this season Golden State, man. It ain't like
Yeah, I don't even know who on that team no more.
yeah,
That's
it ain't like playing dudes off the bench early. I was like, oh, I'm in trouble. I remember these dudes are all G League guys.
oh man.
So he beat me. Then I played with Brooklyn, and he played with Miami, and it was like tied going into the fourth quarter. And then whatchamacallit, what's that dude number 55 from Miami? I don't even want to say his name. I'm so mad. He had like,
What you asking me for? You the NBA reporter?
oh man, the dude with two first names, Duncan Robinson, made 6 of 6 3-pointers in the fourth quarter yesterday to beat me. So ain't nobody hit no 6 threes in the fourth quarter. That ain't possible. That's
I
legendary.
look, I
So
know
yeah,
how it feels.
I done lost to him too.
I know how it feel, man.
But it's
When I
fun.
was yeah,
It's fun
yeah,
playing.
it hurts though when somebody smack you up real good. It hurts your feelings.
Yeah, yeah, but hey, the good thing about it is your body don't feel no different when the game's over. And actually, my favorite game is MLB The Show, the
Oh,
baseball game.
really?
Yeah, I
See, a
love the
lot of
baseball
people
game.
I know don't like to play baseball because they say it take too long. I'm a career
No,
person. I play career
but
modes.
they only
I
show
like
your
it.
plays,
You say
so it's
they
not.
on what?
They only show the plays that you're involved in. So my guy was third baseman, moved to second base.
Mm-hmm.
So they only show his plays, like his at bats and his plays. So the games go by fast.
Oh, okay, okay.
You can play a game in 5 minutes.
Oh, I haven't played a baseball game in a while, but I used to love to play.
Yeah,
Used to love
yeah.
to play it. Have career mode you all day. I'm such a cornball. Remember when I was playing NBA 2K and you were inside the game and you were reporting the game inside it. And I
Yeah.
text you and I'm like, Mark, you're on NBA 2K. Like, I just felt cool. It was just like,
Yeah, I
you
ain't get
know.
1 penny for that either. That's why I ain't on it no more.
Dang, y'all better pay my boy. He want to get paid out here.
They had me like evaluate your draft and ranking your league and all that. And I'm like, can I get $100? Can I
Right.
like they have my picture on there? It wasn't just like most of the media where it just had their Twitter. They actually had my likeness on there. So they took
Yeah,
me
you was
off.
on there.
Once I started asking for money, they was like, "Nah, we ain't gonna put your face on there no more. All that money y'all making out the game."
That's
Uh,
messed up, man.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's
That's
why I ain't
why
on
you
the
didn't.
game no
That's why
more.
you didn't want to play. That's why you had played
No,
Madden and got beat.
I got the game for free, so I was cool. No, we played Madden because Lisa, that's her thing. You know, she's
Oh,
football guru. She was like calling coaches, getting tips during the game and everything on how to use the Kansas City the best way. You know, she was cheating.
have you played against any NBA players actually?
No, no, I don't really play like that. I'm not a
Oh,
gamer
okay.
like that.
Well, that's
I'm
right.
just
You
like,
haven't practiced in years.
yeah, I played more here than I played in 3 years. Played, the more in the last 2 months. So I don't have time to be a gamer.
So you just bottom up. I know I saw some pictures with you. You know when you. I know you had a couple of times where you were able to talk to Kobe Bryant, who died
Yeah,
earlier this year. Man, that death just really hit everybody
yeah,
so hard.
yeah, yeah. In
Being
fact,
some.
there's a guy. Let me see if I can grab it. There's a guy named Rob,
Hmm.
who works for the Lakers. He's a really great guy.
Hmm.
Trainer named Rob, and I'm looking for it. So let me see if I can find it. He gave me something that was really special. See, you see how close everything. I'm grabbing out of drawers, but I can't.
And they must got y'all in one of those cubes like they have in China, those little hotel cubes. Uh-oh. Mark done bent over and now he's circling down there. They got bad Wi-Fi in the bubble, y'all. Cafeteria food. Yeah, okay.
You
I'm
know,
just
so
over here.
he gave me a Kobe Bryant T-shirt, like a special edition T-shirt,
Mm,
because he knew that would mean a lot to me. Yeah, I got to know him from. I was working at the L.A. Daily News when he was a rookie, so
wow.
I got to meet him his rookie year, when they were in the playoffs, but we kind of had a love-hate relationship when I first started covering the NBA. You remember I was working in Denver, and then we ended up getting to know each other really well, and he might be the best athlete I've ever covered in terms of
Mm,
just access, actually caring about you as a person.
mm.
Like he would literally like, hey man, how's home? How's the job going? Like I'm like, you care? Like, yeah, man. Like
Right.
you weren't just like some reporter dude asking him questions. Like Kobe, like truly cared about you as a person once you got to know him. And I remember one of my friends. No, this is when I would say this. The first time me and him connected was, look it up. There was a Hurricane Katrina game.
Mm-hmm.
There was a game in Houston to help raise funds for victims from Hurricane Katrina. And Kobe played in the game, and we didn't really know each other well at the time. And he sought me out. He's like, "Yeah, I heard your parents and a lot of your family members evacuated. Tell me what's going on with them. How are they doing?" I was like, "Whoa!" Like he actually like was curious to know how my family was doing. And we ended up speaking before the game, and after that, me and him were good. And I have a friend I played in junior college with, and his son, when he
Mm-hmm.
was in elementary school, he's now a senior in high school. Shout out to Cameron McCoy. When he was like in the fourth or fifth grade, he went to a preseason Lakers game, and him and his buddies were sitting behind the bench. and they got tickets. And I told the Lakers PR guy, I was like, yeah, one of my buddies, he got tickets for his son and his two best friends for his birthday. So just say hi to him. So they're yelling and screaming. It's like nobody at this game, this preseason game in Ontario. And she's like, she gave them passes to come in the back after the game as a birthday surprise to meet Kobe, but didn't tell him that. And shout out to Allison from the Lakers for doing this because she didn't have to. So they go in the back and they're just standing there. All of a sudden, Kobe comes out and he goes, "Where's Cameron at? Where's Cameron at? Where's Cameron at?" All of a sudden, Cameron's like dumbfounded. Kobe Bryant is asking for him. How the hell Kobe Bryant know who he is? And he's like, "I'm right here." He runs up, hugs Cameron, takes a picture with the kids. And the one thing I think was always brilliant in which he dealt with fans or people, like he always would ask what their name was, what they do for a living, what's their claim to fame. So oftentimes I'd be waiting to talk to him or be going into a Lakers locker room, and somebody was always coming to see him of
Mm-hmm.
different levels. Maybe it was like a Make-A-Wish kid, or maybe it was somebody who was a CEO of a company. There was always somebody that was outside nervously waiting for him, and he would come outside and embrace them and talk to them about them.
Mm.
And then they're like, oh, their nervousness would go down, and they'd have these great conversations. And that I also think that's helped them in the business world was because he was meeting people and being genuine and actually cared about them. And so, he was funny too. He talked a lot of stuff. And I remember one time I went to interview him after a practice. He always took care of me. Always took care of me after games, practices, media day when he was tired, give me extra time. So remember, he had that bad divorce with Adidas. I
Mm.
had this cold Adidas sweatsuit, man, and I'm tall and a big dude, and it fit me nice. Had the nice shoes to go with it. It was all black with the Adidas
Okay.
on the side, and
Okay.
I was, going to practice with it. And he goes, "You really gonna try to interview me in that?" Like what you? I'm like, "What you talking about? Adidas suit? Adidas suit? You know I'm a
Right.
Nike dude. Why you coming to interview me in an Adidas suit?" Oh man, nah, I ain't talking. I'm like, "What you mean you ain't talking?" Nah, I ain't talking, man. I ain't interview. He's like, "Look, the only way I'm gonna do this interview is when you go home, you gotta throw it away and send me video of it."
Wow. Okay.
I'm like,
Only Kobe would say that.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Are you serious?" She's like, "Yeah, that's disrespectful for you to interview me in that." I was like, "All right." So I had to throw away the suit. I had to throw away the sweatsuit and the shoes. Took a video of
That,
it, sent it to him.
that's
Kept my
dope, man.
And what I learned from that is like anytime I go interview a player now, I got some Nikes, I got some Under Armour, I got Converse, I got Adidas. I will research what that player wears and make sure I either wear some like Cole Haans or some whatever they wear to the interview, so they won't, so they'll notice it and be like, oh, at least he cared enough to wear what I'm promoting,
See,
you
if you
know.
would have continued playing the NBA 2K game, you would have known that. Because if you don't wear what your sponsor is supposed to be, then you get in trouble in the game. So you would have known that if you would have stayed
Yeah,
up on it. But that
yeah,
was a
no.
that beautiful
But
story,
no, but
Mark.
I'm still crushed by his passing. I don't know when or if I ever heal from it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was set. Me and him talked email, and I remember I was when I got the job with Undefeated, I sent him an email and
Mm-hmm.
told him that I got the job before it was announced, and he's like, "Man, congratulations, brother. You deserve this, and if you need anything, you let me know." And I thought about it the other day. I got to get that email framed into a poster, and I want to put it on my wall. And when he got into his jersey retired, I was there, and it was a beautiful moment. I really enjoyed being there. But like I'm one of them dudes, man. I'll hit you up later. I ain't gonna be all up on you on your day, trying to say something. We'll talk later, right? And he saw me when he was leaving out the corner of his eyes. And there's a video, and I posted it a few times. He was like, Big Spears, what's up, man? And then I came to him, and we hugged, we talked for a little bit. And he goes, man, congratulations. I'm proud of you, man. You're doing wonderful work there. Continue doing what you're doing. I'm like, dude, it's your day. It's your day. It's not my day, man. It's your day. And that's the kind of dude he was. It's like, even when he was getting his jersey retired, he wanted to let you know that he appreciated you and that you were special. And so you know, I don't know if I ever get over this. I kind of keep hoping that someday he just shows up and this is all a joke. I know it's not. And I can only imagine what he would be saying during this time and the impact that he could have made. And the one thing with racist people, if you racist but you love hoop, you probably love Kobe. So maybe you would have listened to him. He would have
So
had some
true.
profound words right now. He would have had some healing words that would have been beautiful and maybe help bring the country together. That's how respected he was. So, you know, um, I'm still, I, I think with the pandemic, the NBA season going crazy, just so many things going wild, I haven't had a chance to just sit back and really process and maybe mourn that the way I need to.
Hmm.
But maybe I don't want to because I still feel him here, and it's hard for me to believe that he's gone.
I think a lot of us feel that way when a person has such an impact
Yeah,
on things, their spirit just vibrates.
yeah,
They're never truly gone. You know, we're alive in that spiritual sense. So I definitely feel you on that, brother. Thank you so much for sharing that beautiful story
yeah.
with
No,
us here today.
no,
Um,
my pleasure.
yes. Well, any extra things, Mark? Because time dwindling out. Any other things
Yeah,
you want to
no,
tell
just
us?
get the book. Please read Undefeated. I think a lot of people, black and all other colors, are missing out on some amazing content. I think we're the best black site going, period. Because it's not just sports. We have a lot of other things, and we're also going to get more involved with Hulu and doing some bigger things. So just keep an eye on Undefeated and what it's doing. And thank you for anybody who's read my stories, who's listened to what I said on TV, who just gave a damn just to follow me on social media. It means more to me than you'll ever know. And thanks for having me on your show, and continued success for you and your rap career and all that.
Well,
So
thank you
no,
for
I
your
wish you the best.
friendship, Mark. I
No, no,
appreciate that. Before
no problem.
everybody go, don't forget to subscribe to KeraDangerous Talk. I'm on YouTube. You can watch the show over. Make sure you follow me here on my page. Make sure if you want to listen to the show, I'm on most of the podcast platforms. Just type KeraDangerous Talk in. I'll come up. All that stuff. We're gonna be watching the NBA finals and all that jazz, Mark. Thank you again so much for joining me today.
No
And
problem.
I'll be talking with you soon, brother.
All right, take care now.
All right, take care. Peace out.